Very good morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am very much pleased and honored to take part in the Songdo 2019 Model Conference of the Parties UN Climate Change Conference, which is jointly hosted by Incheon Metropolitan City and Yeonsu-gu. My name is Ina Lee, MC to this meaningful event. Nice to meet you all. First, let us convey our heartfelt gratitude to all participants for being here with us despite of their tight schedule. Today's conference is the second edition following the first one, which was held in 2013. The 2019 Mcop refers to a form of mock conference wherein students from all over the world participate to stimulate the conference of their parties, also known as COP, for the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change. With that in mind, Bureau members and delegations will play a role of experts dealing with climate change, and also that will discuss prevention measures and coping measures following COP rules and regulations. Execution is everything. That's the title that will lead us throughout the 3 days to come. So let us ask for your much interest and passionate participation in this title. We also look forward to the progress of Incheon Metropolitan City and Yeonsu-gu that will become a true global city leading the adaptation to climate change. Would like to once again express our gratitude. And first, let us invite Head Ko Nam-seok of Yeonsu-gu, Incheon Metropolitan City, who is also the host of this conference, for his opening remarks to the podium. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome him with a big hand.
Ladies and gentlemen, students from overseas, and distinguished guests from home and abroad, welcome you to Yeonsu-gu District, the environment city of the future. I'm Nam-seok Ko, the mayor of Yeonsu-gu District. First of all, I would like to convey my deepest appreciation to Mr. Yannick Remaric, Executive Director of G7 Secretary, former Prime Minister, and Mrs. Enel Sopaga, H. Sini Jo, Korean Ambassador to Fiji, diplomatic missions from 5 countries, and local guests and citizens who are attending this conference. Since the Paris Agreement was adopted, the active role of not only the central government, but also local governments has been required to tackle climate change issues. In particular, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC, was held in Songdo in October last year and adopted a special report on global warming 1.5 degrees Celsius. Since hosting G7 Secretariat, Yeonsu-gu District has become a city that takes action in global environmental issues. In the meantime, the Yeonsu-gu District has also continued to make efforts to relieve environmental pollution. We also promised to Mr. Yannick Remaric, Executive Director of G7 Secretary, that we would commit ourselves to continue making efforts across borders to create a balanced green planet. In August last year, Greta Thunberg, a 16-year-old girl, after experiencing a record heat wave caused by climate change in Sweden, began a school strike and called for international community to take appropriate measures. Her action inspired teenagers around the globe to raise awareness of the climate change issues. In response, The Yeonsugu district is about to launch a 3-day conference, the Songdo 2019 Model Conference of Parties, under the title of Execution is Everything. From now on, I hope this conference have the young participants from home and abroad to share their ideas and to promote the implementation of the new climate system and change into more active behavior. Today, the opening ceremony of the Model Conference of Parties will include a special session with foreign students from 10 countries to exchange views on climate change, as well as special lectures on how to deal with climate change under the title of Voice for Voiceless. My hope is that the participants will actively engage in discussion during this model conference to present various opinions and solutions. Climate change is already on the verge of a climate crisis. If we don't act, it won't change. I hope that the valuable experience and capabilities of this conference will be key to solving environmental problems. On behalf of Yeonsugu District, we promise that we will continuously support for the future generations, and particularly those students who are interested in environmental issues and also take a role as a leading global climate change city. I hope you too join us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mayor Ko, for the thought-provoking speech. As he's just mentioned, climate change has become a climate crisis, and it is very important for all the students who are here today to act from now on. Continuing, let us now cordially invite Executive Director Yannick Glameric of GCF to the stage for a congratulatory message. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Executive Director with a big hand.
Your Excellencies, dear participants, it's good morning. It's wonderful to see so many students from Korea and all over the world today here in Songdo to discuss solution to our climate crisis. And I would like to deeply thank my friend, Mayor Mcop, for making it happen. This conference is his brainchild, and the Green Climate Fund is deeply honored to be associated to it. Kamsa Habita. The science of climate change is extremely well established. It's older than quantum mechanics or plate tectonics. We have known for more than 120 years that increasing the concentration of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere would increase global mean temperature. We have known it since the pioneer work of Swedish Nobel Prize Svante Arrhenius in 1894. And we have done very little with that knowledge for about a century, because we thought we had plenty of time. In the 50s, we thought that we had 8,000 years before the greenhouse gas concentration in the atmosphere will reach a level that will be dangerous for humankind. When I started my career at the end of the 80s, we thought that we had 100 years. Today, we fear that we do not have more than a decade. We could cross the 2 degrees Celsius threshold in terms of increase in global average temperature by 2050. And today we know that not only climate change is coming faster than we thought, but it will be worse than we thought. We thought that 2 degrees Celsius was the safe threshold. Why? Because 2 degrees Celsius is the maximum temperature increase that our species, Homo sapiens, and its precursors have experienced over the past 2.5 million years. For the past 2.5 million years, the global average temperature have moved from +2, -6 during the ice age, +2, -6, +2, -6. And that's the reason why we said +2 is the maximum. Actually, today we know that +2 is far too much. +2 is far too much for small island development states, such as the Tonga. +2 is far too much for vulnerable communities. +2 is far too much for ecosystem. We know that +2 degrees Celsius will most likely be the death of coral reef and will dramatically increase the damage from extreme weather event and jeopardize the livelihood of more than 500 million people around the world. We need to dramatically scale up both our climate mitigation and adaptation effort. We need to transform our societies. And we need to do it fast, very fast. And this was beautifully captured by Greta Thunberg, who was mentioned by Mayor Ko, in one sentence last May, when she said, when it comes to climate change, winning slowly is the same as losing. We need transformative change. The Green Climate Fund was established by the UNFCCC Mcop, that you are to model, in order to foster a paradigm shift toward low-emission, climate-resilient development in developing countries, in order to foster this societal transformation. But we will fail. We will fail without your support. History shows that it's not a fund that fosters a transformative change. It's activisms. It's the activisms of citizens that transform societies. And funds like mine make it facilitate it. And so we need your activisms if we are to avert catastrophic climate change. I was often asked, what gives you hope this year during the replenishment period of the Green Climate Fund? And basically, I will often say innovation and Friday for the Future. Why Friday for the Future? We know that climate change is unfair. It will hurt the poor more than the rich. It will hurt women more than men. It will hurt the future generation more than this generation. We had a voice for socioeconomic inequalities. We had a voice for gender inequality. We did not have a voice for intergenerational equality. You are that voice, and we need this voice to make sure that we avert catastrophic climate change. What you have to do today is damn serious. And in a lot of regard, you are the hope of the entire generation that I represent. Thank you very much.
Well, we will now begin the keynote speech session that will allow us to listen to stories of 3 countries under direct climate change. 3 speakers from Tuvalu, Indonesia, and Fiji are ready for the session. Let us begin firstly from Tuvalu. Tuvalu is an island country in the center of the South Pacific Ocean. As sea levels continue to rise due to climate change, the lives of many people of this country are under serious threat. We're told that already 2 islands are submerged into the water. So if the sea level rises continuously these days, Tuvalu could disappear into the deep ocean in several decades. He's already at the podium. Former Prime Minister and the current Assembly member, Enele Sopoaga, will deliver his keynote speech to convey a message to prevent climate change. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome with a big hand.
Thank you very much. First of all, let me greet you with greetings from Tuvalu, people of Tuvalu, including the young people of Tuvalu. In our words, Talofa, Fafitai Kamsamita. Great congratulations to the organizers and leaders of Songdo City, Yaosu District, and particularly those who have managed to put this conference together. I want to, on behalf of the people of Tuvalu, to extend our warm, sincere congratulations to you all for your efforts. The topic of my speech will be concerns and hopes for the Pacific region against climate change. Before I do that, I want to extend our great admiration to the people of the Republic of Korea for your progressive response to contributing to global efforts to address the issue of climate change. I extend my thanks, of course, to the organizers of the Songdo 2019 MCO on the United Nations Climate Change Conference for inviting me to be here. Tuvalu has special relationship with the people and the government of Korea for many years. I have worked with many diplomats, negotiators of the Republic of Korea on the issue of climate change. And of course, I have with us here Her Excellency Ambassador Shinny Chu of the Republic of Korea to Tuvalu, Fiji, who has also supported our partnership with the Republic of Korea on climate change specifically. We also have hugely benefited from the support of the people and the government of the Republic of Korea in Tuvalu in many fronts of development. We have worked very closely with Korean overseas fishing companies who are fishing in Tuvalu waters. And that partnership in particular have reaped huge benefits to both the peoples of Korea and Tuvalu. And I want in particular to mention in great appreciation the kind donation of the companies, the KOFA, fishing companies under the Korean Overseas Fishing Association, for their kind donation to Tuvalu to help me host the leaders, the Pacific Island Leaders Forum in Tuvalu just last August. They donated very impressive furniture all the way from Korea to Tuvalu, which made the meeting in Tuvalu a great success. Ambassador Cho can vouch for that experience. So I want to thank KOFA, including in particular companies like Dongwon, Tunali, Sharjo, Shaila, and many others who are members of the KOFA for your kind donation and gesture of friendship to Tuvalu. The leaders' meeting in Tuvalu was a great success, largely due to the support of friends from Korea. Kamsahamnida. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Excellencies, as mentioned, I hosted the Pacific Island Leaders Forum in Tuvalu in August with the theme, Securing Our Future in the Pacific. This theme is self-speaking. There are a number of observations and I want to share with you as the chairman and as the host of that regional meeting in Tuvalu. The Forum of Pacific Island Leaders is made up of leaders of 16 independent countries in the Pacific and also including Australia and New Zealand. All prime ministers and presidents of those independent countries came to Tuvalu to have their annual meeting there. And in that meeting, before we came to that meeting, I suggested to host two important pre-meetings in preparation for the leaders of the Pacific meeting. The first one was a youth forum, a Tuvalu youth forum ourselves, for which we invited representatives from the youth communities, island communities of Tuvalu, to come together in order to look at the issues of climate change. I was very, very impressed because young Tuvaluans, boys and girls, came together just like yourselves, the students around the room. And I challenged them with the question, what are you going to do in order to save your future? The forum, I wanted the youth to look at these questions for them to share their experiences and their feelings about protecting and saving their lives. Because I strongly believe we leaders nowadays, we are dealing with an issue that is going to impact on the lives of the young people, not of ours. And I was impressed with the messages that came out with the Tuvalu National Youth Climate Change Forum. Because the clear message that came across was this: we do not want to leave Tuvalu. We want to see actions, national, regional, at global level, to address climate change so that we will continue to live in Tuvalu forever, and therefore would not be forced to relocate and leave our islands. From that forum, I asked for a delegation to go to New York to share their story to the world. And I was happy that 10 young people, boys and girls, were able to travel to New York to attend the Secretary General, the UN Secretary General Summit on Climate Change last September. They shared their story in the corridors of the United Nations, and they told the world the need and the urgency for actions to address the cause of climate change, and the imperative and the moral justice for the world to try to save small islands like Tuvalu in order to save the future generations, not only of Tuvalu, but generations of the world. Relocation, therefore, came out from the young people of Tuvalu is not an option. Resettlement in other countries because of climate change is not an option. The world community, mankind, humanity, has the duty, according to these young people, to address global warming and cut down greenhouse gas emissions so that future generations of countries like Tuvalu can be saved and protected. The second event before the forum was what I call the Climate Change Sautalanga, or a dialogue, open dialogue, between the leaders of the Pacific Island countries. That dialogue provided a grand opportunity for the island leaders, the leaders of the Pacific Island countries, to share openly their concerns and to express their aspirations and expectations for actions. The declaration that came out from that dialogue, Sautalanga, was clear. We have to meet the targets of the Paris Agreement, even to go beyond that, to be more ambitious, to reach 1.5 degrees and keep temperature to 1.5 degrees Celsius as a matter of urgency. And a strategy that came out in the declaration of that dialogue is that we must move away from fossil fuels. We must have positions or pathways to ban the construction of new coal mines and stop mining coals and burning coals in order to achieve economic progress. We must also recognize that climate change represents the single greatest threat, existential threat, to the security and survival of Pacific Island countries. These are the concerns that the Pacific Island leaders put in their declaration. They urged the global community to recognize the urgency of global actions against climate change. And I think it was wise for the Pacific Island leaders to be given this opportunity. The reason, of course, is simple, that we didn't want other parties to interfere with the manner that the island leaders could express to show their grave concerns about climate change. As the chairman and host of the summit, I was with a strong hope that our hosting of such a big summit in a small island country like Tuvalu, the most vulnerable country to the impacts of climate change, would provide a great avenue for leaders, not only of the Pacific, but of the world, to better appreciate the magnitude of seriousness problem impacting on small island countries like Tuvalu. But I was perhaps a little bit too ambitious, because unfortunately, leaders of our own neighbors had come with perceptions firmly fixed more on saving economies at home over the duty, the humanity duty and responsibility to protect and save lives in Tuvalu, small islands like Tuvalu, against climate change. But this, as recognized being the single greatest existential threat, climate change is ever present in our minds, and certainly in my own. I have been spending more than 30 years working and negotiating on this issue of climate change. I set up the first United Nations mission of Tuvalu to the UN in 2000 on one premise, and that premise only to make sure that Tuvalu has a voice in the deliberations of the world about climate change. And I'm so grateful, so faithful, that our mission has perhaps acquired some very, very friendly ears to listen to our pleas. Now I recognize on the welcoming remarks, the brochures in front of you, a clear reference to the seriousness of climate change and sea level rise on the livelihoods of Tuvalu that is being mentioned there, kindly mentioned by the organizers of this conference. Thank you very much indeed. And I thank Korea for recognizing our plight even at this stage. Therefore, it is, I think, critical at this moment and very timely for this COP MOP, or the mock COP here in Songdo, to relook at what actions that are actually needed, because we need the leadership not only of those who sit in parliament and governments, but on every front, particularly the leadership of our young people. The youth of Tuvalu must connect with the youth of Korea, the youth of the Pacific and Asia, and the global community, because it deals and affects your future and your livelihood. And I strongly urge that your university and the students here connect better with the youth of Tuvalu and the Pacific and work together towards that goal. And because of that, I strongly call for more meaningful actions to come out of COP25 in Madrid, Spain. We know the rule book of the Paris Agreement has yet to be adopted. We have got all these fancy agreements in front of us: the UNFCCC, the Kyoto Protocol, the Paris Agreement, but we need to walk the talk in these documents. There is no point of having good agreements whilst we sit on no actions to walk what is there in the agreements. The rule book of the Paris Agreement must be adopted at the upcoming COP in Madrid and must translate into meaningful implementation actions on the grounds, not only on adaptations in developing countries, but also at homes, those who can make the difference to reduce greenhouse gases emissions into the atmosphere. 1.5 degrees increase in temperature must be the target, as we have heard from previous speakers referring to the special report of IPCC on 1.5 degrees. This is only a very conservative, and it is a negotiated target. We need to do more, particularly in the face of backtracking by some major economies, major leadership are walking back on our duty, humanity responsibility to save mankind. This is scary. And if more industrialized countries to follow what is there coming from the government of the United States, this is going to be extremely scary for mankind, particularly for people like from my country, Tuvalu, that are predicted to be going underwater within 60 years or so. This is a total omission on the work of humanity to save mankind. And I think we must take up the leadership, and we must use this as a stepping stone to go to Madrid and work together collectively, because small island countries like Tuvalu may be the first to feel the suffering because of climate change and sea level rise. But everybody will face the consequences if no urgent actions are done to address these threats. Excellencies, that said, I must acknowledge with great appreciation the work that is already ongoing in the United States. And this morning I was reading a report issued by C2EZ. This is the US Center for Climate and Energy Solutions, getting to zero to decarbonize the United States economy by 2050. This is very encouraging. And I suggest students, people around the room may wish to look at this report and read into this, because it provides almost exactly what we are talking about now on the ambition to really do actions to reach the target of 1.5. I really suggest and recommend that we make this a task before going to Madrid to read this text. Climate change, as we have said and heard many times, for Tuvalu and Pacific Island countries is a security issue. It is not an environmental issue. It is a security issue because it affects our security and our livelihoods. I appeal again to the ears of the world to please recognize this, because we do not want the world to see people from these island countries go underwater and be left to be floating underwater, or be forced to relocate to countries that are not their natural environments, where they might lose their culture and their total dignity and identity. I want to thank you however, acknowledge with great sense of appreciation the support that we have been receiving from the international community, including technical assistance, but especially financing. And I would have liked to thank, in front of the presence of the Secretary General of the Green Climate Fund, for the great support that Tuvalu has received from the GCF over many years. And I want to also acknowledge the replenishment that has been put into GCF. And I think Secretary General has done a great job. Excellencies, in the area of the forum partnerships with the region and many other countries, I want to acknowledge the support of the government of Republic of Korea. And I think that partnership that has now been formalized into an annual dialogue between Korea and island country and reps of the Pacific Island countries. This is a grand opening for us to further deepen our partnership and understanding between the people of the South of the Pacific, Tuvalu including, and the people of the Republic of Korea. Let me finally close my remarks by extending a welcome to the youth, the young people around the room, and all those who are here in the room, to pay a visit to my country, Tuvalu, before it goes underwater. We are there, and we want to make sure we welcome you, particularly come and see for yourself. a visit to Tuvalu. As we always say, these opportunities must be progressed into and translated into meaningful partnerships in the areas of humanity, human development, freshwater development, waste, solid waste management, energy, IT, and so on. But we need support and education support in order to build our capacity to address these challenges. Excellencies, the people of the Republic of Korea and the people of Tuvalu and the people of the Pacific Small Island developing states on the same but one canoe on climate change. We are all on the same boat. If we save Tuvalu, we will save Korea, and we will save the world. Faftai kamsamita Tuvalu modetu. Thank you.
All right, then let's move to the story of Fiji. Fiji is also located in the South Pacific Ocean, but powerful cyclones and other factors made changes in climate pattern, resulting in coastal flooding and thus destruction of farmland. In some areas, we're told that residents cannot be migrating from their hometown. Her Excellency Cho Shin-hee, Ambassador of the Republic of Korea to Fiji, will give us an advice to cope with climate change. Please, Ambassador. Please welcome her with a big round of applause.
존경하는 내 기빈 여러분, 여러분도 잘 아시다시피 기후변화 원인과 해답은 아주 명료하게 잘 정리가 되어 있습니다. 한마디로 온실가스 배출 증가로 인해서 기후변화가 야기되고 있으니 이 가스 배출을 줄이자는 게 요지입니다. 그런데 이 온실가스는 주로 화석연료 소비에서 70에서 80%, 그다음에 기타 농업활동, 축산업, 그리고 토지이용 개발 등 그런 분야에서 20에서 30%가 배출이 된다고 알고 있습니다. 이 분야를 줄이면 됩니다. 이렇게 간단한 문제를 왜 이렇게 풀지 못하고 모든 나라들이 머리를 싸매고 고민을 하고 있을까요? 왜냐하면 여러분도 아시다시피 이해관계자가 너무 많습니다. 이해관계가 너무 복잡하게 얽혀 있습니다. 기후변화를 야기하는 주범은 특정 개인이나 집단이나 나라가 아닙니다. 배출량의 차이는 있겠지만 우리 모두가 배출가스의 주범입니다. 그래서 우리가 매일 소비하는 전기나 자동차, 음식, 이 모든 게 온실가스 배출과 연계가 되어 있습니다. 우리가 완전히 원시 시대의 자연 상태로 돌아가지 않는 한 우리는 기후변화를 야기하는 온실가스 배출에서 자유로울 수 없는 환경에서 이미 살고 있습니다. 그럼 누가 가장 많이 배출하고 있을까요? 역시 문명의 혜택을 가장 많이 누리는 선진국 국민들이 가장 많이 배출하고 있습니다. 전 세계의 온실가스는 상위 선진국 20개국에서 80%를 배출하고 있다고 합니다. 그 피해의 75%는 가난한 나라들이 받고 있습니다. 그래서 기후변화에서도 유전무죄, 무전유죄, 그리고 불평등, 정의의 문제들이 제기가 되고 있습니다. 그리고 그 피해를 최전방에서 받고 있는 그 가난한 나라들이 몰려있는 지역이 바로 남태평양의 작은 섬나라들입니다. 남태평양에는 14개의 작은 섬나라들이 있습니다. 가장 큰 800만의 인구를 가지고 있는 파푸아뉴기니아에서부터 인구 10,000명에 불과한 투발루, 그다음에 나우루까지 다양한 규모의 그리고 다양한 문화, 다양한 언어를 쓰는 이런 나라들이 거기에 있습니다. 근데 대부분의 국가들은 이제 경제 개발을 시작하는 단계에 있고 경제 개발을 하려고 해도 이거를 발전시킬 수 있는 중심 산업 자체가 없습니다. 그래서 외부 지원 없이는 발전 자체가 불가능한 상황입니다. 근데 이런 나라들이 기후변화의 피해는 가장 많이 보고 있는 겁니다. 아무런 잘못 없이 손해만 쥐고 있고 책임만 지고 있는 약간 억울한 상황이 지금 진행이 되고 있는 겁니다. 저는 주 피지 대사로 지금 부임해서 일하고 있고 피지 외에도 저는 그 인근에 5개 섬나라도 겸임 대사를 하고 있습니다. 제 겸임국 중에 투발루, 키리바시 마셜 제도는 해발이 3m도 안 되는 산호성 국가입니다. 그래서 지금도 만주시에는 이렇게 주요 도로가 침수가 되고 있습니다. 그다음에 바닷물이 침투가 되니까 물도 오염이 되고 있고, 또 농토도 지금 계속 침식이 되면서 줄어들고 있습니다. 만약 해수면이 1m만 상승을 한다고 하면 이 나라들의 대부분의 국토는 잠긴다고 합니다. 그래서 지금 추세대로 가면 2100년 정도에는 이 세 나라는 지구상에서 사라질 위험에 처해 있습니다. 그리고 남태평양에는 매년 열대 사이클론이 불어서 피해를 많이 입히고 있는데 그 강도가 갈수록 세지고 있어서 피해 규모도 커지고 있습니다. 2016년에 피지에 역사상 가장 센 사이클론 윈스턴이 강타를 해서 44명이 사망을 했고 GDP의 3분의 1에 해당하는 재정적 손실을 입혔습니다. 근데 경제구조가 취약하다 보니 아직도 피해를 다 복구를 못하고 있고 재정적인 어려움을 지금도 겪고 있습니다. 그리고 기후변화로 인해서 폭우, 홍수, 해수면 상승 등으로 인해서 연안이 계속적으로 침식이 되고 있어서 저지대에 주거하고 있는 주민들은 고지대로 이주가 불가피합니다. 그래서 농토가 파괴되면서 식량 공급이 줄고 있고 그래서 영양 부족 사태가 발생하고 있습니다. 또 식수가 오염이 되면서 수인성 질병이 발생해서 보건위생도 위협을 받고 있습니다. 그리고 이 지역에서는 또 전반적으로 해양 산성화도 진행이 되고 있습니다. 산호가 죽어가면서 하얗게 되는 백화 현상이 나타나면서 해양 생태계가 파괴가 되고 있고 그로 인해서 수산업과 관광업을 주로 하는 이런 나라들은 피해를 입을 수밖에 없습니다. 이러한 모든 현상은 한두 개 나라에만 해당되는 상황이 아니고 모든 나라가 공통적으로 겪고 있는 그런 피해 상황이고 또 궁극적으로는 투발루 같은 나라는 국가 존립의 위기로까지 이 문제가 확대가 되다 보니까 이 나라들이 똘똘 뭉쳐서 기후변화 대응에 대해서 한 목소리를 내기 시작했습니다. 특히 피지가 2017년도에 콥23 의장국을 맡으면서 주도적인 역할을 하고 있습니다. 남태평양의 피해 상황을 전 세계에 알리면서 지원을 호소하고 있고 또 각국이 즉각적으로 행동에 나설 것을 강하게 촉구를 하고 있습니다. 다행히 이런 호소에 호응을 해서 국제사회에서도 최근에는 많은 관심을 이 지역에 기울이고 있습니다. 금년 5월에는 안토니오 구테레스 유엔 사무총장이 남태평양의 투발루 그리고 피지를 직접 방문하셔서 생생하게 현장을 보셨습니다. 그 뒤에 회원국들에게 즉각적으로 행동에 나설 것을 더욱 강력하게 촉구하고 계십니다. 이 오른쪽에 있는 그림이 이 사무총장님이 투발루를 내려다보고 있는 그 사진입니다. 근데 앞서 말씀드린 바와 같이 남태평양 국가들은 국가별로 차이는 있지만 외부 지원 없이는 자체 발전도 힘들고 기후변화 대응도 거의 불가능한 상황입니다. 그렇다고 외부에서 전적으로 다 책임질 수도 없는 현실이고요. 물론 지금까지 우리나라나 주요 선진국들, 호주나 뉴질랜드, 미국, 중국, 일본 이런 선진국들이 계속 지원을 하고 있고 UNDP나 월드뱅크, 유니세프 등에서도 이 지역에 대한 지원을 지속은 하고 있습니다. 근데 지원해야 될 대상국이 너무 많습니다. 그리고 도서국 간에 연계되는 교통편이 거의 없어서 접근조차도 굉장히 힘든 상황입니다. 또 인프라나 재원이나 인적 역량 같은 그런 기본적인 제약 요인들이 너무 많아서 지원을 하기도 굉장히 힘든 그런 상황에 놓여 있습니다. 그래서 최근에는 이제 공여국들이 한정된 지원을 가지고 좀 더 효율적으로 지원을 하기 위해서 기존에 했던 개발 원조를 기후변화 대응 쪽에 초점을 두고 추진을 하고 있고 또 각 도서국들의 인적 역량을 개발을 시켜서 자기 문제들을 스스로 해결할 수 있는 그런 방향으로 지원을 추진하고 있습니다. 이와 같은 맥락에서 우리나라도 이 지역에 대해서는 기후변화 대응에 초점을 맞추고 지원을 하고 있습니다. 자연재해에 좀 더 효율적으로 대응을 할 수 있도록 기후 사전 예측 시스템을 구축해주고 있고 재난 대응 관리 체계를 수립을 해주고 있고 관계되는 분들을 한국으로 초청을 해서 교육도 시켜주고 전문가를 현지에 파견해서 자문도 해주고 있습니다. 또 전력난 해소를 위해서 태양광 설치나 아니면은 그 키리바시엔 해수 온도차 발전 지원 시설도 지원을 추진 중에 있습니다. 또한 기후변화로 인한 질병 발생에 적절히 대응할 수 있도록 보건위생 분야 쪽 보건소를 건설해주거나 병원을 건설해주고 관련인들에 대해서 교육 같은 거를 계속 추진을 하고 있습니다. 하지만 여러분도 아시다시피 이러한 지원만으로 이 지역의 위기를 극복하기는 힘듭니다. 다만 현재 발생하고 있거나 앞으로 발생이 예상이 되는 부분에 대해서 최소한의 지원에 머물고 있는 상황입니다. 그럼 근본적인 대책은 뭐겠습니까? 역시 지구온난화를 막기 위해서 모든 나라들이 온실가스 배출량을 줄여야 합니다. 모든 나라들이 각자 제시한 감축 목표들이 있습니다. 이것을 충실히 이행하는 방법밖에는 근본적인 대책이 없습니다. 특히나 역사적으로 책임이 있는 선진국들이 좀 더 무거운 책임감을 가지고 이 문제에 대해서 좀 적극적으로 대응을 해줘야 될 것입니다. 그리고 기후변화는 단지 이런 국가들이 노력한다고 해서 해결되는 게 아닙니다. 이런 목표를 달성하기 위해서는 온실가스 배출과 연계가 있는 모든 이해부문들이 다 같이 동참을 하고 참여를 해줘야 됩니다. 기업이나 시민단체나 국민 모두가 동참하고 연계하는 것이 필요합니다. 그리고 계속 얘기가 나온 그 스웨덴의 그 소녀입니다. 금년 9월에 유엔 기후정상회의에 참석을 해서 세계 정상들에게 쓴소리를 많이 퍼부었습니다. 근데 이 소녀의 이런 행동이 거기에 참석한 그 어떤 정상의 그런 발표보다도 훨씬 울림도 컸고 효과가 컸다고 보여집니다. 왜냐하면 이 소녀는 우리 세대가 미래 세대한테 떠넘긴 부당한 그런 무거운 그런 부담에 대해서 불만의 목소리를 직설적으로 대변을 하고 있기 때문입니다. 우리는 그 얘기를 들을 때마다 상당히 책임감이 느껴지고 아픕니다. 그래서 아마 전 세계 어른들이 가장 무서워하는 그런 청소년일 겁니다. 여러분 모두가 그렇다고 이 소년을 따라서 어른들 혼내는 데만 동참할 것이 아니고 탄소 배출 줄이는 데 적극 동참을 하십시다. 그리고 기후변화는 이미 우리 모두가 체감하고 있는 그런 현실입니다. 앞서 말씀드렸다시피 현재 추세대로 가면 투발루나 키리바시는 지구상에서 사라질 수도 있습니다. 근데 그걸로 멈출까요? 그걸로 멈추지는 않을 거고 시간의 문제지 우리 모두가 그 다음 차례가 될 수가 있습니다. 기성세대인 우리는 특히 우리 후손에게 건강하고 안전한 그런 환경을 물려줄 의무가 있습니다. 이러한 지속 가능한 환경을 유지하는 것이 장기적으로 보면 우리 모두의 이익입니다. 그래서 이런 사실을 각자 자각을 하고 지금 바로 기후변화 위기를 극복하는 행동에 적극 동참을 해야 할 때입니다. 한국 정부는 전 세계 모든 사람들이 지속 가능한 환경에서 지속 가능한 생활을 영위할 수 있도록 이미 기후변화 대응에 적극 동참을 하고 있고 또 앞으로도 국제사회와 적극 협력을 할 것입니다. 그리고 마지막으로 이번 회의에 참석하신 여러분들도 세계 각지에서 온 다른 친구들과 소통하고 교류를 통해서 이 문제에 대해서 좀 인식의 폭도 넘기고 자기 성장에 그런 좋은 기회로 활용하기를 바라겠습니다. 감사합니다.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for your wonderful keynote presentation. Yes, it is true that the voice of youth is...